Hello, everyone. Delphi Group here with the weekly trading recap. And what can we say? This past week has just been our best ever, actually. So let's just dive right into it because there's some stuff we're going to go over. Again, we're not just about a trading signal, we are way more than that. Okay, all of our work and content is posted in our Delphi room on Discord. So jumping right into that now, we're going to start with something extremely incredible that happened on Monday the 7th. If you guys remember, the everybody was talking about the markets crashing on Monday, Black Monday, like in the past. Futures were down a lot. So it was not looking good for the open on Monday. Well, one of our indicators, which we call the Mo indicator, on Friday actually was printing oversold conditions in the indexes. Okay, now this indicator of ours is our favorite indicator by far. It's over 90% accurate. But what was incredible here that happened on Monday, and this happened twice this past week, okay? Our indicator nailed the market bottom. Okay, so we can see here that it was flashing right here at 7:40 a.m. Okay, the market bottom was literally 7:41, 7:42 a.m. And you can see what happened right when we got that extreme oversold reading on our indicator. It nailed the market bottom on Monday. Okay, we had calls for Monday that did really well. We bought some on Friday, we bought some on Monday. So this was really an incredible forecast that our indicator hit literally to the minute, calling the market bottom. Okay, so that was just a great way to start out the week. And if we go to our Delphi room here on Discord, we are in the non-signal trades channel. Okay, so what does that mean? These are all trades that are not related to our Delphi signal that we post here. We also post trades in the chat, which we'll show. But if you see here, we are on April 7th. Okay, and you can see we started buying calls here across crypto, across the indexes. You could see we bought IBIT calls. We had, other calls going into Monday that we started trimming to. We bought more coin calls here. We bought MSTX calls. You can see here we bought QQQ calls. BITX calls. So you can see we were loading up on calls on Monday, which did extremely well. Okay. We, started cashing out on the 9th, those calls. So you can see here why we started getting into calls because of our Mo indicator. Okay. So, and yeah, you can see we did buy some puts on Tesla that did really well, going off the Tesla chart. But yeah, you can see started closing those coin calls that we had bought, and then eventually cashed out those coin calls that we bought. We closed those for, 550, 270, and 270. Congrats to anyone who followed. So that was amazing. We closed the MSTX calls at 230. So the week started off really, really well. Okay, in our channel, in our non-signal channel. Okay, so that is not the craziest thing that happened. Okay, so if we go to our chat now, okay, this is again where we post a lot of our chat trades. Okay, so on the 8th, okay, remember now Monday we had the huge bounce off of our MO indicator. Yeah, we saw the markets rip on Monday, um, following the open. But now on the 8th, okay, on Tuesday, we started seeing SPY 0 DTE, Q 0 DTE, the whole week, calls, puts, every one of those scored massive gains. Okay. Now let's just look here. This was on the 8th. Okay. We had posted in our UOA channel that somebody bought these puts on SPY. Okay. They bought these 505 puts. Now, SPY at the time was trading at 516. Okay. Now remember, these are 0 DTs. These expired the same day. They went out over $10 out of the money and they bought these for 84 cents. They actually bought these for over a dollar as well. But you can see that, we posted these also in the chat to alert our members. Okay. So we did ended up trading these. And then, lo and behold, the SPY dropped pretty significantly. So you can see here we played the SPY 0 DTEs, the 505. We got in at 65 cents. And we were looking for a reversal. Okay. So, those SPY 505s did extremely well. Okay. So yeah, if we keep going down and lower here, again, we have our MO indicator, which was still printing oversold at this point, which why we added calls towards the end of that day. But yeah, those 505s did extremely well when the market dropped. And we can see here, we posted what those did. Here, again, look at this, just incredible. They bought them at 84. They bought them at $1. Remember, we bought them at 64 cents. They got as high as over $10 here, right? So just a complete rocket ship. And again, we can see them here, the 505s, right? So yeah, just incredible what we're doing in the UOA channel. Again, UOA means unusual option activity. But those did really well. So yeah, moving on now to Tuesday, the 9th, Wednesday. Again, we were looking for market direction, okay? And we were looking for a bounce. Again, we were looking for markets to go up higher on the 9th, okay? So you could see here, we posted SPY 490, QQQ 410 would be levels to watch for a bounce, and 0 DTE calls, okay? We posted that right before the market opened. You can see that, okay? I believe the SPY, the low that day was 492, 493. Qs was 414, 413. So again, we were looking for a bounce. The MO indicator was oversold. And so we started looking for, some SPY or 0 DTEs. Okay. So here you can see, again, in the morning, scaling in some SPY calls here. This was going out to Tuesday, the 540s and the 550s. Okay. We bought those 159 and like 61 cents. Again, you can see here, this is strictly off the MO indicator, which was oversold again. Okay. We also bought QQQ calls, $1.19. Okay. Again, Steven asked for 0 DT. Yes, they were for today. And we even posted what we got in all these at the time off of our TOS account. We can see here we bought all these calls. Again, 119, 159, 62 cents. Okay. We're going to look at those in a little bit to see what those did. But no words what happened here. Okay. So again, we were looking for a bounce, and we posted again why we were looking for a bounce. Okay. Why? Because we had bullish signals, not only on the MO indicator, which was oversold, but our Delphi trading checklist, which is part of our strategy, a big part of our trading strategy. Our checklist was bullish on every one of these checklist items on the indexes. Okay, we're showing the Qs right here, but again, this is why we started buying calls. Okay, so again, no words what happened here. Right at the time that we started buying these calls, the market started to bounce. Okay, and again, we posted the MO indicator overcooked was still oversold, and literally, what happened after that? Well, let's see what happened after that. Kaboom, baby. Look at what we posted here. We started trimming our calls, okay? We started trimming, some stuff going on in here in the chat. But look at what happened here. We got out of those SPY 510s at $11. The 540s, $5.50. The Q's $5, okay? Other SPY at $2.95, okay? You can see here, Mo indicator strikes again. So this was incredible what happened here on the 9th, okay? And you can see here what one of our members, Steven, what did he say? He said, "You saved me so much money. I was heavy in puts, and I said, I trust you more than I trust myself. Glad I got out and started getting in some calls." So this is why we're here. We're here for our community, okay? This is why we do what we do, and nobody does what we do here. Look at this. Our Q's calls hit $24. Okay, remember, we got in those at like $1 something. So again, simply incredible stuff. We posted the performance of our trades that day, which we'll get to. But again, that was on the 9th, okay, and it didn't stop there. So if we go to the 10th, again, we cashed out those coin calls here that we bought at we bought at 250. We cashed out at 550. We showed you those. So okay, let's look at, again, job well done, Mo indicator, right? And then Leviathan hit some nice trades that day as well. We can see here he keeps crushing it. Shout out to him. All right, so let's get to the 10th now, okay? Again, we had some indicators, our Delphi signal, which we talked about on our UOA weekly recap. When you see the Delphi signal heavily skewed buys or sells, it really does forecast what the market's going to do short term. So that was an amazing call. Again, another thing we looked at, the VVIX was printing way overbought, which is inversely related to the indexes. Another reason why we took calls on the 9th. So again, that was the 9th, but let's go to the 10th now. And interestingly enough, at the end of the day, we started taking puts after cashing out all those calls. You can see here on SPY, Qs, even MSTX, we took some puts because the index is where we're at some resistance levels here that we posted. So, so moving on to the 10th now. Let's see where we are in the 10th. Again, here we are in the 10th. And then some crazy buy signals that hit on the signal. We can see here AVGO was a buy signal 152. It got up to 185. Shop buy signal at 79. Got up to over 91. Okay, FDX 203. Got up over 217. So the Delphi signal was cranking out winners as well. Okay. So now looking into the 10th. Okay, you can see here right in the morning, we closed down a lot of those puts. We got in these at 139, closed them at 155, closed at 240. And then these we got in at 155, we trimmed at 210. And we sold more later. Okay, so our outlook for the puts worked extremely well at the open. Okay, so we had some MicroStrategy puts that did really well. We closed those MSTX puts here at 280. Again, we got in at 155. So that was a great overnight trade. Okay. So yeah, we have more testimonials coming, which we'll get to. So again, the theme has been the zero DTEs. Okay. So we just said, why, don't, don't go against the grain when these have been working. So we kept looking for zero DTEs in the UOA channel. Okay. And you can see here, we said SPY zero DTEs right on cue. Okay. They started buying the puts again. Okay. Again, this is in the morning. They bought the 520s. We took the 515s at $1.10. Okay. We followed the UOA. We did look, we did think we were at a resistance level. And you can see here, like the cues, if SPY loses 525, it could revisit yesterday's lows. We posted the chart. Okay, this is right where the zero DTE started coming in for the SPY. Okay, that was a big level. And again, we started trimming some. It started working. We had got in Qs puts. Our SPY 515s were over a double. So the market started going lower. Okay, again, started taking puts. Took more off at 444. So you can see we nailed these puts off the UOA, right? The Qs we trimmed here. We got in at 70 cents. These Qs puts, the trimmed some at 350. Again, patience, crushing a trade off the UOA on Intel. Okay. So yeah, I mean, no words for what our UOA channel was doing. And then here, look at this. We got out. Okay. We got out the SPY 570s, 515s, I'm sorry, at 780. We got in at 110. We closed the Qs 535s at 650, got in those at 70 cents. So yes, the 9th and the 10th were just simply incredible. Okay. And if we look now to what these trades did visually, again, you could see here we posted, again, got in the 510s at $1.10. Again, those complete rocket ship right up here. We got out at 780. So we did cover these on the EOA recap, but just as going over our trades here, again, got in these SPY zero DTs at 95 cents to 510s. Okay, I mean, look at what these did. Again, we got in these at 95 cents. We closed them at $11. They hit a high of $35. So if you would have waited to close those out at the close, which is something we don't do, we have a system and we take our profits. But that was incredible. I mean, those things went from under $1 to almost $36. Okay, and then here, again, getting into the Qs that we traded. Here we got in these at 70 cents that we just showed, closed those at 650. Another rocket ship higher on those. Again, here we posted the trade at 180 on these Qs. We cashed out at $5. Those got as high as 16. So that was another amazing trade. And this, I mean, there were no words for what happened here. Okay. The trade posted at $1.19. Look at that explosion, over $40. Okay, and that's in one day. So again, you can see what we're doing here at Delphi. Nobody's doing this anywhere, and our community is cashing out. Okay, so before we get into the performance, just want to look at a couple other things on here. Leviathan over the weekend has been killing it. Crypto never sleeps, right? So he's been killing it over this weekend. I mean, look at this rocket ship. Over 230%, he hit a trade. Another one, he hit over 62%. So shout out to him on what he's doing. But yeah, going back now to the performance. So we normally don't show the dollar amounts here, but I think this is really important to show. Remember now, when we show our percentages are going off of a $10,000 starter account. Okay, so when you see 15,000 in one day, okay, that would equate to 150%, obviously, on a $10,000 account. But that's, not really why we're showing this. Why we're showing this is because this is the ninth. Okay, so we're going to show again, remember what we did on the 9th and 10th. Okay, look at our trades here on the indexes. Okay, Qs, SPY, Qs. Again, here are those crypto trades that we did really well on. I mean, you can see some of these gains, 55%, 100, 300, over 200, 150, 120, again, 120, 70. Okay, just incredible games. And remember, that was on the 9th. Okay, and again, more crypto that we cashed out here to get us to this 15K number. Okay, again, look at the 14 and 1 on the day. This is the day of the 9th. Okay, if we go to the 10th, okay, look what we did here. Again, another 14K day. And this was only on 6 trades. Okay, so do you guys remember those trades we took on the SPY? Again, got in at 110, closed at 780. Okay, got in these Qs at 70, closed out at 650. Okay, look at those percentage gains. Almost 500%, no over 500%. Roughly 1,000% in those 2 trades alone. And then we had other ones which feel very small, but they weren't, 58%, 53, 43, 54, okay? So you can see how our indicator, our UOA channel is translated into these returns, okay? Now, and if we go to the week, okay, if we put in the week here, again, 34,000 for the week. Remember, this is off of a 10K starter account, okay? So you can see, look at the profit factor, look at the 26 and 6, look at that win percentage. Okay, so, and again, if we go to the dashboard here to look at what that percentage means, again, here it is. Okay, this is why we're posting these percentage gains. Okay, we had our best week ever last week, ever. So this has just been, look at that number, 343% in 1 week. Again, this is off of a $10,000 starter account. Okay, which means 34,000 that we just showed you guys. Okay, so again, just doing amazing things here. Nobody's doing what we're doing here at Delphi. And if we go back to our Discord, in our testimonials, this is why we do what we do here. Okay, there's no words for how happy this makes us that the community. Again, look at Nash here. He cashed out those coin calls. Again, this is on the 9th. Made 430% on coin. Okay, got in at 50 cents, got out at 265. Simply incredible. Okay, shout out to him. Well done, brother. Love to see it. You can see that. Okay, kaboom. And again, Michael here. Just look at these green days in his journal. Okay, look at this. No red days. Look at these gains. 800, almost 700. Just amazing things here that Michael's doing. Okay, this is amazing stuff. And again, it doesn't stop here. Patience. No words for this. Look at these gains. 900% on our SPY calls. Okay, 400% on more SPY calls. Okay, over 500% again on SPY calls. So taking advantage of what we're posting here, of the content we're posting. You can see here, we had them absolutely set up perfectly for the news that came out. Now, we don't know what news is going to come out. We were just going off of our indicators, okay, and off of the MO indicator, off of the UOA. Okay, just simply incredible stuff. Again, here we go. Patience. Sold Qs at 500%. So amazing stuff here. That guy, look at this, 1400 winner there. Again, 2600 here. So again, this is why we do what we do. Our community continues to crush it. Big Win Willie, 4K day to end the week. 4K in one day. So shout out to him. And again, Michael, 122% gain following the SPY UOA. Amazing stuff. Again, scaling out is what we teach here in the Delphi Room. Okay, so again, we had our greatest week ever last week. We kind of showed you what we do here in our Delphi Room in the Discord through multiple channels and why we continue to do what we do here. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, like, get the word out. For more information, visit our website. Whatever you guys can do to get the word out, we're here to help traders get on the winning path and do very, very well like our community is doing and has been doing. So thank you for being here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great day. Take care.